So, boom. What we saying, guys? What we saying, guys? It's a cup final today. Big things are going. Big things are going. But before we get there, we must speak on the Invincible. Invincible, the TV program on Prime. We got to speak about it. Man was all calling him chaos last time. It's Conquest. Conquest is, well, don't want to spoil it for anybody, just in case. Just in case. I'll stop there. But all I know is it's a madness. Mark's about to go on a crazy adventure. It's interesting. This what they've done so far. I mean, the action. It might not be action packed as the other two, or especially the last one. But the level of psychology in this one, I am feeling it a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love it when they start doing the deep dives into the psychology and the psyche of a character. And this is fantastic. What they're doing here with Mark, brilliant. Subtle. It was very subtle, but very Mark is turned into a beast, guys. I don't know if you watch Invincibles, but he's on a new level. And I'm appreciative of it. I just want to see where Mark goes. I hope he doesn't go too far left. But what a show. What a program. I didn't realise that the graphics, the anime is actually different in this to the first. It was a lot more detailed, I should say, in the first, and they've stripped it down a little piece. But you wouldn't even notice until someone tells you, and then you go back and have a look, or you see it side by side. You wouldn't notice. But that aside, 10-10, 10-10. I can't wait for X-Men 97 Part 2. I look forward to that as well. That will also be 10-10. But anyway, on to the football. On to the football. And before we get into the magic of the cup, that fella, fantastic. He's Everton's star right now, yeah. But I don't know. I don't know why Arsenal ain't in for him, because we need a left-sided player, and that's the guy. If we can't get Hella Scalavias, you go and get Ndiaye. Him on the left, Saka on the right, Eze and Odegaard in the middle, chop and change. Look up front with Alvarez, maybe. Whoo, 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 whoo. Dangerous, dangerous, dangerous stuff. But I would take Ndiaye at Arsenal if we want to start playing some sexier football next season after become champions and maybe the quad champions. That would be nice. Because then really, you're scot free for a year. It's free run. You can have a free hit and do expansive football and do what you want in the second season, especially if we do the quad. If we do the quad, then starting today, obviously, today's a big game, and that's why it's a big game, because it's the start of the quad. If it was just a normal game and we wasn't in all the trophies, then I'd be like, yeah, it's just, we win this trophy, win this trophy. Yeah, it's big because it's both teams are going for the quadruple, and we can see Wagwan. I mean, Arsenal, for me, someone tried to say it means more to Pep than it does to Arsenal and Arteta. I mean, and I was an Arsenal fan. I had to shoot the Arsenal fan down and say, hold on a minute, son. Hold on a minute, fella. In fact, it was the professor. The professor said it. He said that it means more because they're under more pressure. But I think it's more us because we've got the monkey on our back, and Arsenal need to win a cup by any means necessary, just to shut up the people that say we ain't been to a cup final, we haven't won a cup in how many years. So that's the first hurdle. In terms of the prestigious cup, it means nothing. It's a small cup. What can we do? Do you know what I'm saying? But well, as the experts all say, is that it's a springboard to more success. I mean, the last three winners for everyone haven't had no springboard, so that's a cause for concern. But I hear what they're saying in terms of it tastes the taste of winning. And I feel that in this case, it will help this Arsenal team give them a taste for winning, because this Arsenal team is prepped and geared and ready to go another 2 years. I mean, we should have won the league at least once in the last 3 years, which, would have been in a different stratosphere right now, but we're not. Because I was thinking about it today, and I was like, really and truly, we should have won. We should have won one league title in the last. But really, we should have won two. But yeah, we bottled it. I can look back at it and say, yeah, we actually did bottle it. Not so much the second season, more. Yeah, in fact, we did. Yeah, we bottled both of them. Maybe it's a fair tag to have. The third season wasn't a fair. Actually, yeah, we okay. Yeah, we did. Well, I don't want to say we bottled it, but I want to say we bottled it. But I don't want to say we bottled it because it's unfair. But from the position that we was in, we bottled it. But no one else gets that treatment. So I'm just, do you know what I mean? Man United and people will cite and say, yeah, but they'd won 13 or 10 titles between now and then. But I see Man United drop when Man City won the title. Man United were like 8 points clear with 6 games to go. What is Chris saying? What is this? What is Chris saying? Can't see it. What are you saying, Charlie? I can't see there's a ting in the way, but what are you saying, Charlie boy? What are you saying? Because it's me against you. You're against one of the original three kings. Remember when I told you about the three kings? Well, today you're going to face one of the three kings. And the last time you faced one of the three kings in the final, you lost. And that was a shock loss. Because that was a Pants United side. So what are you saying, Charlie boy? Are you worried? Do you think Man City have enough in the tank? Pep, I've only seen Pep lose, what is it, 2 finals? Out of what, 30? He's got a ridiculous record. But the fact that he lost the last final to United, um, the fact that we're in better shape. Oh, big! Here we go. What was Chris saying? What we say, Chris? Big day for the Gooners. Yeah, it's a big day for the Gooners, my boy. It's a big day. It's a big day. It's a big day. This cup means more, I feel, for us today than it does for you, even though you're under severe pressure. But because Pep's got so much credit in the bank, it's like, how can you even credit? How can you even question Pep? I mean, even in your bad days, you make finals. You know what I mean? Even in your bad seasons, you make finals. So, 16 consecutive seasons we've been to Wembley. 16 consecutive seasons. 16. Nah, that's not right. You're saying 16 seasons you've made it to Wembley. Nah, can't be right. 16 consecutive seasons City have been to Wembley. That can't be right. I know there's semi-finals as well, but that still can't be right. Because that seems a bit mad. 16. So we're talking from Mancini days, yeah? That is mad. That is mad. 16. That is mad. I'm not gonna lie to you, that is mad. That's mad. Is that more impressive than Wenger's 20 years in the Champions League consecutive? No, it's not. But it's very impressive. That is impressive. Because that's without Pep. Because you're very thereabouts. That's why, like, when Wenger says he made the Champions League 20 years, and he says no one's done that. And that was facts. Because even United missed that a couple of times. But I remember taking Champions League for granted. It was just like, yeah, every year we're in Champions League. We're going to be in it every year. Got to remember all the times. Got to remember all the times we've won the League Cup over the past 15 years. City are washed. You guys are winning the double. And then add in all the FA Cup semis. Yeah, I know, but it still seems mad, Charlie. But you're right. You won, what was it, 5 League Cups? Was it 6? What was it? Something stupid. But 16 consecutive is no one's done that, have they? No United, no Liverpool, no Arsenal. And there's a debate going on right now in the Cheeky Sport Football Fico group about tribalism. Joaquin sent over a video of Danny Dyer. I wish I could share my screen. of Danny Dyer talking about tribalism and how he doesn't get like people that are from London that support like Liverpool United. He goes, "There's nothing worse than two Cockneys talk about Liverpool United, who's better." I'm thinking, what's this? Anyway, that got sent into the group, and Joaquin's got all emotional about it, even though he sent it, and because Jack's obviously pulled his skirt up and said, "Look, listen, I'll go home and away, Fulham. That's my local team, not like you." And then Joaquin starts going off on one and starts giving us a backstory on why he supports Man United. And then he starts telling us how he's been to away games, been to as many away games as he has home games, and how he wore his Man United colours in the Man City away end, and Man City did nothing. He's basically saying football tribalism is dead, and Jack's saying no, it ain't. No, it ain't, bro. Cheeky Sport days. What's this? Cheeky Sport days when legendary man miss it, but good things come to an end. It's true, but we came to an abrupt end, Jay. Community Shield too. Yeah, I hear the Community Shield, I hear you, but still 16 is a lot, bro. Danny Dyer is right. I don't take. I'm screenshotting that so Joaquin can see that. He's gonna be upset with that one. Let's screenshot that one for Big Whack. Oh, hit the wrong button. Got it. Got it in. What's this? So Danny Dyer is right. I can't take Cockney United fans serious. Don't stand nothing. I stand for nothing. AI make exceptions for what? Family ties, but support your local. What do you mean AI? Oh, we can all okay. By the way, Laka, what were your thoughts on the Rooney Neymar? It's an interesting one, the Rooney Neymar, because it got a lot of people talking. Um, it's difficult because I think number wise, Neymar's he beats Rooney, doesn't he? If we go statistically, but then you have to take into the consideration the quality, the competition that he was in, etc., etc. He was in France after all. Um, Stat padding. Um, I think Wayne Rooney was the. See, a lot of people say it's not even tricky, but for me, I think Wayne Rooney might have been the better baller. Um, yeah, Wayne might. Where's my? Yeah, for me, it might have been Wayne. Like he shades it from because you know what it is. Both players um were in the chat for being the greatest of their generation or whatever, yeah, so to speak. But I don't think any of them really lived up to their hype. Wayne Rooney got closer, I feel, than Neymar did, because Wayne Rooney had some outstanding seasons, followed up by outstanding tournament. Um, in terms of quality and ability, they're both very close. Um, Neymar might be more smoother and more aesthetically um, not pleasing, but more rounded because there's nothing more aesthetically pleasing than seeing a man argue with a referee at the halfway line, spin around, smack it back into the top corner, then go back and argue more with the ref. That's poetry in motion. Um, but I think Wayne Rooney just edges it. But for me, both players never reached, and this is probably because of Messi and Ronaldo. They never reached the Ronaldo and Messi heights because I just feel they should have and maybe surpassed because they had everything. But those two were just beasts, you know what I mean? Or at least be spoken about on the same page as those two players. But I feel like both of them are just a tier below, and it's about preference at that point between Rooney and Neymar. I think they're both in the same part, but I do think it's just about preference. Wayne Rooney will give you 122% every game. Wayne Rooney can score from anywhere on the pitch. Do you know what I mean? Neymar can win you the game from nothing. Neymar's got silky feet. Do you know what I mean? They both pleasing to watch. It's just one smoother than the other, but one's a rustic ball, and the other one's a matador. So it's all about preference. I feel at that point, it's like when someone tried to say Tobes. They always go too far. Tried to say Neymar's better than Ronaldinho. Neymar was better than Zidane. Like, come on, bro. Neymar's better than Iniesta. Like, come on, bro. Come on, man. Like, do you know what Ronaldinho did for? I don't care if it was for 3 seasons. No, but it was for 3 seasons at the very top. What he did, just people don't. The streets still talk about it to this day. Do you know what I mean? People were queuing up to see Ronaldinho play. I was queuing up in my yard to watch Chelsea Barcelona. Why am I watching Chelsea? I'm watching for Ronaldinho, baby. It wasn't even a hate watch thing. I was purely watching to see what this magical beast is gonna do because I watched La Liga back then. I used to watch La Liga a lot back then with Guillaume Balaguer, and then they'd had their own show, and Hunter. Is it Jason Hunter? I can't remember his name. And we get to see it via that, but then to actually see them against your English clubs. Do you know what I mean? And again, that goal at Stamford Bridge, that Neymar ain't doing that. That goal at Stamford Bridge was just. I was left speechless. I'm left speechless. I'm watching it. I'm thinking, what has that gone in? I'm like, has that gone in? Has that gone in? The commentators didn't know what was going on. The crowd didn't know what was going on. Oh, you Ronaldinho just running. And I'm thinking, what? What? How's he done that? And then he showed a close up. You see him, dun, dun, with the outlet. He's doing playground stuff. That's playground football. I was doing them things at a younger age when I was younger, but I was doing them things exactly what Ronaldinho did there. Stop the ball, do the feint, and try and kick it with that. Like I've done that, not to that obviously that level, that magnitude, but these are playground imaginations. You don't get that, and Neymar didn't do that. Neymar was a hybrid between the he was the last of a dying breed, so to speak, but also the beginning of a new era because he's got a little bit of that favela in him, but he's also got that polished modern day football. This is how it's going to be. It's got a bit of that in him. So, but for me, Ronaldinho, when I start hearing Neymar and Ronald, I'm like, relax. Let's relax. I was supporting City in Division Two. Hey, listen, Charlie boy, you're a real one, son. You're a real one. Because it's your local, innit? You've been supporting them from day dot, bruv. You're not oil money. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, that's why when Lee tries to get onto you, I'm saying, Lee, you bet Lee, it's easy to do that. It's easy to say that, but this guy, look, his name says Charlie Boy 90. That should be an indication. Do you know what I mean? That alone should be an indication that this is a main road child. It's not the Etihad. That's a main road child. That's a Georgie Kinkladze offspring. Do you know what I'm saying? Feed the goat. That's that era. Nathan Nelson Wagwa, bro, for these ludicrous pundits chatting rubbish about Neymar. Neymar is a top player. He's a top player. But so is Rooney. But for them just to dismiss Neymar is crazy. Crazy. And then start saying, like, I love Mane. Salah's fantastic as well, but he's better than both of them. Like, what are we doing here? The only player he's not better than is Henri Ronaldo. And then it's a toss up between him and Wazza. Like I said, it's about preference at that point between him and Wazza. Absolute preference. So many players get disrespected in the Messi Ronaldo era. I hear that as a listen. Who said that? Charlie boy. Robin. Robin was better than Ribery for starters. I wasn't feeling Ribery too much until later on. Um, Robin, absolute beast, bruv. You knew what he was gonna do, but they couldn't stop it. I hate them ballers. And he could repeat that over and over and over and over again. His best goal was either the one where he curled it into the top left, or when he done the volley. Was the volley against United or was the curl against one of them was against United? Jesus. Jesus, Neymar is a talent, but these pundits love soldier type players. England don't produce that. That's why they're biased. Yeah, but what Rooney was a soldier that had flair. He was a soldier that had technique. Like Wayne Rooney was dangerous. Sorry, minus the flair, he had technique. He didn't have flair, but he had technique. And we'd never seen a bulldozer striker with technique before, in our country anyway. But he can volley the ball perfect. He can find the man perfect. He can thread the ball through the needle perfect. He can wallop the ball perfect. He's got a touch of a G. Like Wayne Rooney is like that's why it's hard to say is Neymar better than Wazza, but it's not a disrespect to say, oh yeah, they're close because they're very. In fact, like I said, I think that like I said, they're probably the same, and it's at the point where what preference, what do you want from your team? That's what it comes down to, in my opinion. If you had to pick between Zidane, Rooney, Neymar, R9, I'm gonna put Nicolas Anelka in there. Yeah, Nicolas Anelka. You got to make a five-a-side team. You got these pay. You're thinking, God, blimey, he's an embarrassment of riches. It's an embarrassment. No one's better than the other. This is an embarrassment. 2-0 Arsenal for a cup. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Nathan. I'm an Arsenal fan. I know that, bro. I'm an Arsenal fan, but I would take Saka over Neymar. Said budget. Yeah, that was crazy. That's when I thought, yeah, Jason Cundy's taking the piss because I love Starboy, but Starboy is not better than Neymar. And I don't even want to disrespect the Starboy because Starboy is the best player in the world ever produced. Ronaldinho turning Stamford Bridge into a five-a-side pitch was listen, bro. That was just. I mean, and that's why when they start saying, "Oh, Neymar," like when people go over the top, like Tobes, and start saying, "Oh, he's better than Ronaldinho," yeah, you can argue if he's better than R9. Like, no one had numbers better than R9 before he got injured. R9 was on course to do stuff that would like Messi and Ronaldo's they'll be chasing his record still to this day. Do you know what I'm saying? That Ronaldo's injury was an absolute catastrophe. Took 2 seasons out of his career. 2 seasons. That's no joke. That is no joke. And still come and produce sick numbers and still come and produce. He was now immortal. He was now normal. He was just a world class striker. That's it. As well before he was the phenom, bruv, the El Phenomenal, bruv. Because he was you've never seen skill like that before in football. Now it's a dime a dozen. They've all got technique. But to have a striker with that, he wasn't just robust. He was robust with technique of a midfielder, of a technician. Never been seen. Speed of a striker, touch of a midfielder, the robustness of a defensive midfielder. That and you want to tell me Neymar? I like Neymar, but this is where the argument gets all skewed because it's meant to be Rooney v Neymar. Then other people start bringing in Hazards and Manes and Ronaldos and Rivaldos and is Neymar even better than Rivaldo? I would say no. I'd say no. See, I'm losing the plot now because we're going too far. It's meant to be about Rooney. I think we were robbed of something special. Ah, yeah, we were robbed of something special with R9 and Rooney, if I'm honest. And the reason why I say we was robbed of the Rooney specialness was because Fergie just turned him into a soldier, as I think Nathan said. Like Wazza had to make up for Ronald's lack of tracking. You know what I mean? He was there to facilitate Ronald. Um, I think if Wayne Rooney was at Arsenal, he would have been. People would call him all sorts because then would just let him play and say go. He wouldn't have tried to mould him into a winger or a midfielder. He'd been such a good finisher. Wayne Rooney was such a good striker. He just would have stayed up front. This man needed one chance, one goal. Him and Fabregas would have been sick together. Oh my gosh. Now I'm not going to put the Benz up in that. I'm not going to put the Benz up in that. The Benz is definitely 2 tiers below them, man. He's 2 tiers below. Well, is he? Again, he feels victim to. Maybe you're right because he felt victim to the Ronald train, and that's I think Wenger said that as well. Wenger said Benzema has everything. He says he's one striker that can do everything, and I think Wenger wanted tried to get him, but he said to Wenger, "I'm going Real Madrid. I want to go Real Madrid." And it's like I understand. We couldn't get the Benz over the line, but Wenger loved the Benz. He actually said the Benz was something else, different gravy. And I don't think I really appreciate the Benz until Ronald had left. And that's when you got to see the best of the Benz. So maybe you're right. Maybe the Benz was a bit hampered. But the Ronald train, one of the most unselfish players ever. The Benz, wicked player. Arsenal could have done with the Benz. I'll tell you a few years back. 100%. Anyway, what are we saying for today? Anyone got any predictions?